welcome back to another review. I'm Psycho, and in this part I'm going to be reviewing the game that Guess recorded, Bully. Bully the Scholarship Edition, actually. Bully has a very interesting story throughout the whole game. You play as a kid that got into a new school. The gameplay itself is really good with a lot of enemies, especially the rich kids, which you kind of get into some fights after a few hours of gameplay. But the game is getting very old, so I think in the next couple of years Bully 2 will be released, if I read correctly. So yeah, because the game is very old, it kind of focuses on a bit more challenging gameplay, as all of the older games have, which, well, pretty much all of the other games that we have played. The challenging gameplay is kind of a basic in the older games, so the games don't focus that much on the story, but also on the gameplay itself. Throughout the gameplay, it's a third-person brawler game. It's kind of a similar gameplay as Grand Theft Auto, but a bit less detailed than GTA, and with other stuff like other weapons and stuff. On some segments throughout the game can be very difficult, but that doesn't make the game any more boring, but it even makes it a bit more interesting. So the game itself is really worth playing, I think. The animations throughout the game are a bit clunky, but they are still really good. They are a bit older, but as if we take out the time that when the game was released, the animations are really good, but the animations are pretty much not everything that is to this game. It's more about the gameplay and the fun stuff that you can actually do with all the fun weapons and stuff that you get, and kind of collect stuff all throughout the map. There's loads of collectibles throughout the whole map, like rubber bands, GG cards, and everything. So if you have the time, collect them all. There's a lot of them, but they aren't hidden really difficult, so you can kind of get them whenever you want. The graphics are still okay, and the game looks appropriate for the time it was released, and can pretty much be ran on all PCs. It's not that it doesn't have high requirements, so the game is not that requiring, so you can have an older PC. It was released, I think, about 10 or 15 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, so the game is really old. It can be run on quite really old PCs. You don't have to have some high-tech PC to really run it. So in my opinion, I haven't really played the game since it was released, so as I remember it, the game is really great, with a great story, really worth playing. If you like the open world games like Grand Theft Auto and everything else, and don't mind the graphics throughout the game. So yeah, it's really worth playing, pretty much because of the gameplay. Bully 2 has been announced to be released sometime next year, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna see about that, if it really comes out, and when it does, we're gonna record it to kind of continue the whole the series. So yeah, that's gonna be all from my side. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment on the videos, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.